Dear friends, English literature, romantic poetry, selected poems of John Keats, Ode on Melancholy, short questions with answers. Short questions 1 to 6. Question 1. What does Keats advise the melancholy seeker not to do in order to achieve true melancholy? Answer. At the beginning of the poem, Ode on Melancholy, Keats advises the seeker of melancholy what he should not do to achieve true melancholy. Addressing him, the poet gives him the following advice. Number 1. The poet advises the seeker of melancholy not to go to the Lethe, an underground river known as the River of Forgetfulness, because by drinking from the water of this river, the spirits of the dead obtained forgetfulness. Number 2. The seeker of melancholy should not extract for drinking the juice of the poisonous plant, old bean or aconite, the roots of which go deep down into the earth and hold it tight. Number 3. The melancholy seeker should not bind his pale forehead with a poisonous plant, nightshade, which is associated with gloom and sorrow. Number 4. He should not make a rosary with the berries of the yew tree, which is often grown in churchyard and is associated with death and mourning. Number 5. Nor should he allow such omens of death and destruction as the owl, the beetle, and the death moth. Question number 2. Why does he advise so? Answer. Keats advises so because true melancholy is not to be found in places where it generally is supposed to be. He forbade the seeker of melancholy to go to Lethe because she, that is melancholy, is not to be found there. Lethe is the river of forgetfulness. After drinking from the water of this river, the spirits of the dead persons forget everything about his earthly lives. Similarly, by deadening the soul with liberal doses of sadness, one will become totally forgetful of the tender pain of melancholy, and a mood of forgetfulness is not the right mood for melancholy because the mood of melancholy means an escape from melancholy. The melancholy seeker should not extract poisonous juice from old bean because this poisonous juice would induce a mood of drowsiness or numbness, which is not the proper method of experiencing melancholy. The poet discourages the melancholy seeker to seek contact with the fruit of the poisonous tree, nightshade, because though the bright red berries of the nightshade are as deadly as the red grapes, pomegranate, or proserpine, they will merely induce a sleepy feeling instead of giving him an actual idea of melancholy. If the seeker of melancholy goes on counting his past griefs and sorrows on the rosary of the berries of the yew trees, he can never experience true melancholy. So the poet advises that instead of enjoying the pleasures of sorrow, the melancholy seeker will be lulled into drowsiness by the soothing influence of melancholy associations. So he should go to the objects of beauty, which will intensify his own melancholy. Question 3. How does Keats describe the occasion when we are seized by a fit of melancholy? Answer. Keats gives an account of the occasion when we are seized by a fit of melancholy in the poem Ode on Melancholy. He refers to the refreshing effect of melancholy on human soul. A fit of melancholy falls on a person like a shower of rain from a cloud in the sky. This cloud refreshes the drooping flowers by sending down a shower of rain from the sky. In the same way, a sudden fit of melancholy comes down from above, refreshes the withering sentiments of our heart. The sudden attack of melancholy stimulates our vacant mind in activity and gives a grace of gravity to our thoughts. The poet compares the shower of April rain to a shroud. A shroud is a piece of cloth that a dead person's body is wrapped in before it is buried. It refers to a thing that covers or hides something, just as a shroud hides something from our view. The shower of April rain dimly shuts from our view the bright and beautiful objects of nature. In the same way, a fit of melancholy throws only a thin veil on our happy thoughts. Question 4. What should we do in that occasion? Answer. Kids gives 4 suggestions for us when we are seized by a fit of melancholy. First, when we are in a melancholy mood, we should feed our sorrow on the beauty of a morning rose. The morning rose looks more beautiful, but its beauty does not last long. The transitory nature of the superb beauty of the morning rose will make us melancholic. Secondly, we should enjoy the beauty of the prismatic colors of the rainbow produced by the falling of the sunlight on the wet sand of the seacoast. Thirdly, we should think over the rich beauty of the round-shaped flowers of red or white of the peony plants. Fourthly, we should catch hold of the hand of our beloved and look deep into her beautiful eyes when she is in an angry mood. Her anger heightens our beauty, which is as transitory as her anger is short-lived. Thus, Keats advises the seeker of melancholy to look into the objects of beauty to seek melancholy. The objects of beauty are short-lasting, so they give rise to melancholy. Question 5. Describe melancholy's relation with beauty and joy. Answer. Keats describes the nature of melancholy in terms of the nature of earthly beauty and joy. He associates melancholy with beauty. According to him, melancholy is an essential part of beauty because it is beauty which is the real source of melancholy. Keats personifies melancholy as a goddess. She and the goddess of beauty live in the same temple. What Keats means is that beauty by its very nature is transitory, and this transitoriness of beauty makes us melancholic. Anything which is beautiful must have a tinge of melancholy in it. Any object of beauty cannot be found in its pure form without being mixed with sorrow. Again, Keats compares melancholy with joy. Keats says that the goddess of melancholy and the god of joy are the dwellers of the same temple. The god of joy always keeps his finger on his lips, which shows that he is ready to bid farewell to his worshippers. This indicates the transitoriness of joy. The man who is steeped in joy is always conscious of the transitoriness of joy. This fact makes him melancholic. Question 6. What is her relation with delight? Answer. According to Keats, melancholy stays with delight in the same temple. What he means is that delight and melancholy are inseparable, though apparently they are quite opposite to each other. One cannot part from the other. The goddess of melancholy remains hiding her face under a veil in the very temple of delight. Thus, those who go to the temple to worship the goddess of delight also worship the goddess of melancholy. But melancholy cannot be perceived by common eye. She reveals her face only to those who have experienced the heights of pleasure. To Keats, delight and melancholy are to be perceived simultaneously. Delight leads to melancholy. Only that person who has experienced the sweetness of delight can enjoy the bitterness of melancholy. Thus, Keats paradoxically compares melancholy to delight because delight does not last long, which gives birth to melancholy. Thank you friends for watching my video.